Secretary Hagel and Lieutenant General Mayfield, thank you for appearing this morning and this afternoon before this committee, and I thank you for your steadfast leadership and dedication to service. And I want to go on record as saying that I applaud the President for his 4-point strategy to defeat ISIL. Now, the first question I have is, as you can imagine, talk of these actions against ISIL have stoked some concern in the Asia-Pacific region that the rebalance strategy will be abandoned or not fulfilled. I don't necessarily share these concerns, but I was hoping that you might be able to touch on how we balance our efforts to degrade and destroy ISIL and meanwhile keep to our commitments in the rebalance strategy in the Asia-Pacific area. Secretary Hagel?
Congresswoman, thank you, and I think your question is an important one because, as we all know, the world is faced with many threats. America is faced with many threats, and we always have to keep in mind all of our interests around the world, and certainly the rebalance to Asia-Pacific is one very clear commitment and interest we have. Our efforts against ISIL will not affect our commitment to Asia-Pacific, as the President has made very clear. That commitment, that rebalancing will continue, and I think we have, over the last couple of years in particular, have made great progress as we have enhanced our relationships and partnerships in your part of the world, and very much appreciate Guam's role in all of this, because you are a key area, and the people that you represent, I want to also thank for their hospitality to all of our men and women who serve there.
Thank you very much, Mr. Secretary, and I thank you for your very direct answer to my question. The other one is, I noted on Tuesday that Chairman Dempsey talked about how this is a generation problem, and this battle against ISIL will be a protracted war. And with that in mind, what is the exit strategy for U.S. service members? If we are doing our job right over there, at some point, our training teams should work themselves out of a job as the countries in the Middle East take on these roles. So what is the plan for the exit?
You're correct that our role and our work with our partners is with an exit in mind, but let's start with what we're doing and how we're doing it. First, the responsibility for bringing Iraq back into a strong position to defend itself is the responsibility of the Iraqis. The Iraqi security forces, Peshmerga, the government, the new government of Prime Minister Abadi, and bringing all the various segments of that country together. So it's not our responsibility. We're going to help them do that. We're going to support them in their efforts to do that. We will keep, obviously, some contingency of force there, but this is a different situation than we've had before. It is their responsibility and their fight, but we'll help them.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Secretary. I really appreciate your answers to my questions, and Mr. Chairman, I yield back.